welcome to day 1 of 28 days of Black History. I'm your host, Tremaine Mitchell. I'm excited to bring you guys some content. The goal is to not stir up chaos or hatred or war, not to stir up more division, though we are the most divided United States ever known to man, but is to encourage unity, brotherly love from one another to the next Hebrew that looks just like me, the Hebrew or the Negro citizen. We want to bring awareness with these images. I'm going to be showing you guys here shortly, so stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, to the Village Actors channel. Your boy signing out. Yeah. Guys, take a moment to look at these clips. I'm going to just do a voiceover over these 30-second clips to show you guys just where we stood. This was in the Boston paper to the colored people up north. It's crazy. This next image is the 32nd president, President Roosevelt, with his wife holding a Confederate flag. And it's alarming because he was a Democrat. This man was a Democrat. And you see him holding up the Confederate flag in one of his hands, right? This was in the 1940s. Wouldn't you think as a Democrat, he would not be holding a Confederate flag? We're going to see that there always has been a fight over the North and the South in terms of controlling the freedom of those who were slaves. The freedom of those who were slaves. This country has never been our home. It has never been our home. I mean, I'm just commentating on some of these images. Here you see the fight, right, of the Confederate states versus the North, the Union states. It was a civil war in the mid-1800s, hundreds of years after the first slave ship was here. Here, this next image you see where the map is broken down. The South, of course, they were, the Confederacy, they believe in preserving the morals, the principles of the founding fathers, right? And what that entail versus those who believe that slaves should no longer be looked at as property, but citizens. And then you have the independent of the other territories, states, and the West who, was indifferent. So you see the chaos in America just over 70 years ago was about civil rights. And practically, and you see us fighting in these battles on the front line as these images, the American founders did not want to integrate our kind with these people. And so you're gonna see the evolution from the freedom of slaves to the segregation of slaves to the redlining of slaves. Today, where the classes are still separated, there's housing authority laws that depicts these things. Again, the purpose of these videos is not to enact a war or some type of payback, give back, but it's for educational purposes so that we as the American people can see just the dark side, the shadows of America in terms of understanding the truth and where we fit or was designed to fit in this American system. So here in this image, you see the Caucasians holding up a sign, we want white schools only. They want segregation, as it says, forever. Now, it's a video that goes with these images that I'm posting, and I'm going to actually list the actual video so you can go back and watch in the description below. But I wanted to just, again, cover just what I've noticed, what I've witnessed watching this documentary and comparing, apples with apples. Prejudice against blacks was always an epidemic in this country, and it's not talked about enough. It's not handled enough. And I think our kind has had enough of the lies. Of course, there is no representatives of our community in these images. Scripture says, a nation divided in of itself cannot stand. And here you see the rural tracts, which was literally dividing the size of the towns. And here you have the ghettos, the beginning of the hood. And if you look at this, it looks practically the same today. When we were trying to build a better future for ourselves, a better community for our families and kids, right, for our neighbors, we got bombarded with the mob, with the KKK, with the KKK and the political parties that was affiliated also with the judges and the sheriffs at that time. And then press got the audacity to say Little Africa on fire in the media, the mockery, clearly. They bombed us. They took our cities back and left us what you see today, a lot of rural urban communities that still have not been empowered or developed to something of state-of-the-art innovation and technological fashion. My question is, when will we wake up and see that these oppressors never wanted us to be free or seen as first-class citizens, or more yet, as the Most High beloved children? When America wants to peel back the truth of our identity versus calling us a color. So I hope these images was to give you an illustration of what life was like just over 50 years ago. It was written, even in biblical times, the law in Deuteronomy 28 was written for us. It was not given to anyone but the house of Israel. And so when we think about the law, we think about modern day times, how the government, will be on our shoulders as it was on Christ, the chosen one's shoulder, is the same effects that we're having to deal with. The government was given to really police and govern us, to help promote and increase white supremacy, white dominancy, and the white race being that they are globally the minority. They're going into this extinct state of evolving to where the rare breed of the Caucasian English descent, when you start mixing races, when you start dealing with the origin of where we come and how long we've been here.